Well, 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 Rashad Richey has put his foot in his mouth again. His zest for rooting out racism in every nook and cranny has led him once again to embarrass himself and possibly place his own employer in serious litigation trouble. This one concerns a Maryland principal that was supposedly caught on tape making some really bad remarks. Well, we're going to see what came of that. Hello out there. I am trying to get through.
With cold, blunt analysis cradled in the warmth of reasoning, it's time for Johnny Walker Dread to straighten you out on a thing or two. Emanating all the way from exciting Las Vegas, Oklahoma, it's time for the Johnny Walker Dread Show.
A principal, okay? A principal caught on recording saying a lot of bigoted stuff. Now, there's some twists and turns that I need to highlight, but here is the audio.
You know, I seriously don't understand why I have to constantly put up with these dumbasses here every day. Between these ungrateful black kids who can't test their way out of a paper bag, or these teachers who don't get it, how hard is it to get these students to meet their grade level expectations?
Now, remember what he said about black kids and testing. We're going to come back to that a little bit later.
Lawrence and Rayy Vana should have never been hired. And don't let me get started on DJ. I'm going to drag his black ass out of here one way or another.
I don't think that the name of the teacher was Teacher. That was probably a mistake in the closed captioning.
I'm going to get something to stick. I'm just so sick of the inadequacies of these people. And if I have to get one more complaint from one more Jew in this community, I'm going to join the other side.
I mean, if this is true, sir, if that's you, you went full Hitler, sir.
Well, first of all, you might want to find out if it's true before you go in front of 1 million subscribers and imply that it is. And one more thing, no, that's not full Hitler. You don't know full Hitler. What Hitler did to Jews is far, far worse than simply criticizing them.
I mean, full Hitler. Put up full mass. Baltimore County Schools.
Yeah, let's go ahead and put the picture of the man up there without having first verified whether the audio recording is genuine. We'll worry about this later, after he gets shot.
Is investigating the principal of Pikesville High for alleged derogatory remarks about students and staff, according to ABC2 WEWMAR News. We got this from the local news in Baltimore. The voice in the audio is believed to be Mr. Eric Eisworth, okay? It is believed to be. I'm going to tell you why it is believed to be. Superintendent Miriam Rogers.
And by the way, he's doing this, it's just an allegation. It's just believed to be for the time being, okay? We're going to come back to that a little bit later. You're going to see what's going to happen to it.
Released a statement calling the recording, quote, deeply disturbing. Quote, I understand how upsetting this recording is for many members of the team BCPS community, said Rogers. We will not tolerate disparaging remarks about any member of the team BCPS community. And then you have the Baltimore County Executive. His name is Johnny Alzewski, who also issued a statement and said, quote, hate, discrimination, and prejudice have no place in our community, especially in our schools. The statements being circulated are abhorrent, and my administration is providing our full support to BCPS as they conduct a thorough investigation. Following the conclusion of this investigation, I know swift action will be taken to hold those accountable. And there's another side of this that is going to be, well, just kind of interesting. Put them up full mass. Okay? Now, in a statement, Baltimore County Senator Charles Sindor said, quote, after listening to the audio recording, I immediately reached out to the Baltimore County Public Schools. It is my understanding that the principals union claims that this recording is AI generated.
That right there should have compelled Rashad Richey to really hold a pause on this session of Indisputable.
While our system entitles individuals to due process, the nature of these comments warrants an extensive investigation. So we're giving you all of the background details of what's being said. Now, I want you to realize the senator did not say the principal is saying that it is AI generated. This is an important point of something known as plausible, all right?
You're going to find out a little bit later that it's not an important point, but it served a useful purpose for Rashad.
Plausible. Is it plausible that it wasn't him? I mean, is he on camera? Could it be AI? So the union said this, all right? Rogers said the school system has not yet confirmed the veracity of the recording. They kind of did, though, in their statements.
What?
Let me continue. But it's working to do so. WMAR2 News also has not independently verified the authenticity. Since the authenticity of the audio has not been verified, it's unclear if the principal has been suspended. School spokesperson Bayandi Anajal denied to comment about the status of his job, according to the Baltimore Sun. I mean, damn, did he do it or not? I'm telling you this, y'all put out a deep fake about me. I'm going to let you know if that was me or not.
No, you won't.
Okay, yay or nay? I'll put it on Twitter for you. I mean, X. I'll definitely let you know, though. You won't have to check with somebody else to check with somebody to get back to you later. It will come from me. That is not me on that recording. Why can't we get a simple, that is not me on the recording from the principal?
Therefore, it must be that dude on the recording. Yeah, we're going to find out that that assumption doesn't really hold water.
The Council of Administrative and Supervisor Employees Executive Director Billy Burke, who represents the principal, defended him in a statement saying, the outrageous language in the audio is not the language, thoughts of character of Principal Eisworth. He is an outstanding school leader who has daily demonstrated his commitment to the students, community, and faculty of Pikesville High School. We support the BCPS investigation. We'll provide our full cooperation. We ask that there be a pause on any rush to judgment and that we act respectfully to his family, staff, and to each other. Let this be a reminder that hate has no place. What? But you're defending the guy who was alleged to have said the remark. And still, sir.
Notice how the word alleged has no meaning to Rashad. I mean, you have the audacity to defend somebody who has had an alleged complaint against them. Well, I mean, like, doesn't the word alleged mean that it's not proven? And since it's not proven, what's wrong with defending the person? At least in saying it doesn't sound like this is the type of thing that the person would do. But you see, Rashad doesn't want anybody to defend the principal. A complaint has been made of racism, and in Rashad's mind, everybody should abandon the defendant.
Did he tell you he didn't say it? Because you haven't said that either. Nor has the communications director, nor has the superintendent, and nothing independent from the principal. Here's what I'm saying to you all right? So possibly, you all are just too smart and things aren't connected. That's possible.
Dismiss any attempt to defend the person through a sarcastic comment about being too smart.
Somebody needs to let the principal know he needs to make a quote if it's not him. If he did, I would have read it. Okay? All right. Rayy Vana, AI deepfake here, according to the union.
Now, it's bad enough already, but now she's going to come in and she's going to deep six any attempt to weasel your way out of a false accusation here. Listen to her. And by the way, where does he get these clowns?
It is a fairly funny claim to make in defense of him, because I'll say, you said that if someone made a deep fake of you, you would immediately say whether or not you said it, but it would be significantly easier for someone to make a, deep fake AI audio recording of your voice or even my voice, because there's hundreds, if not thousands of hours of us speaking on camera that they could feed into an AI to generate our voice. And it still wouldn't be, spot on as far as inflection goes or our.
Okay, so a couple of things here. Number one, the theory is that if someone doesn't defend themselves right away, well, they're guilty. And also, if a person doesn't have tons of audio recordings of their voice out there, they must be guilty. And part of that is also, if he's a high school principal, there can't be tons of audio recordings of the person. Let's see how these theories hold up.
Our particular cadences in the way we speak, but the voice would probably sound fairly similar to the way that we sound. This is a random principle. How on earth would they gather enough audio recording of his voice to feed into an AI to make it say something that sounds like him? And I'll also say, who is making this, right? Who is attempting to take this elementary school principal down? Because if you're going to tell me it's the students, the words that he said were not that could have been crafted by an elementary school student. I don't think that they're talking about test scores in that way, or, test themselves out of a paper bag doesn't to me sound like something that a child would type into an AI and have their principal repeat. And if you're saying it's the teachers or a community member, again, what is the motivation behind doing this? But
okay, another theory. If you don't know what the motivation could be, there must be no motive. Again, we'll see how this holds up.
Just, to wrap up, I'll say to every one of those individuals who said there is no place for racism in our district or hate has no home here. Clearly, if this tape is true, it does, because this man, who was seemingly very proud to say those racist things in the moment, has been allowed to become a principal, to oversee a school with a diverse population, holding those, allegedly holding those racist beliefs. So clearly, hate does have a place in this district, and individuals are coming forward to support him. So until this is, he is removed, and I'll say it, their bogus claims that it was AI are, rebuked wholeheartedly. They really can't make that argument, because they allowed this racist individual, this hateful, Nazi-esque individual, to have this position where he has the unique ability to shape the lives of so many young children in this.
Okay, notice how she goes from saying that this is a possibility to basically discarding that completely and just coming outright and saying it. This was not AI generated. It's this dude. He's racist. He should be fired. Also, if you listen, Rashad Richey said, yeah. Rashad can't claim that, well, that was just her opinion. No, you agreed with it right there on audio. And I don't think that audio was AI generated, although he'll probably try to make that claim now. That wasn't me. That was Johnny Walker Dredd. He's been riding my ass for the last 2 years. And he has that electrical engineering background. Oh, he's the kind of person that would do that kind of thing. Oh, boy. Now let's play an update on this story.
Tonight, high school athletic director under arrest for allegedly framing a Baltimore principal with AI-generated audio.
Oh, you don't say. Well, now, wait a minute. We heard from Dingaling that because she doesn't know what motive there could be, there can't be any. So he couldn't have had any motive for doing this.
I'm the principal here, me and only me.
Dazon Darian charged with disrupting school activities after investigators say he manipulated Pikesville High School principal Eric Iceworth's voice and spread offensive audio on social media in January.
Disrupting school activities? That's the charge? Oh boy.
The audio, which sparked widespread outrage, included disparaging remarks about Black and Jewish students and parents, and even mentioned Darian by his nickname.
And don't let me get started on DJ. I'm going to drag his black out of here one way or another.
Take a listen to how similar Iceworth's actual voice.
As student athletes, you have won county, region, and state championships with grace and humility.
Is to the one suspected to be AI generated.
How hard is it to get these students to meet their grade level expectations?
Iceworth denied ever making the comments, and police now confirm the audio was fake.
Some of the telltale things that we saw were the fact there's a bit of a monotone. There's not so much changing in pitch toward the end of sentences.
Charging documents allege the recording contained traces of AI-generated content with human editing after the fact, which added background noises for realism.
The background noises were probably laid down on a separate track, which would not occur under normal circumstances.
Through their investigation, detectives allege Mr. Darian made the recording to retaliate against the principal who had launched an investigation into the potential mishandling of school funds.
Now, wait a minute. I thought that there couldn't be a motive because Dingbat claimed that she didn't know of a motive, right? Well, it couldn't have been the students. Therefore, it couldn't have been anybody. And by the way, the mishandling of school funds, that could be anything from simply spending money out of the wrong funding category or outright theft. We don't know. For example, if you spent money out of the general fund to pay for, let's say, laptop computers, but there was a special fund already set aside to pay for those things, you might have robbed your general fund of money, which cuts into teacher salaries and stuff. And so it's a serious mistake. But this is one of the reasons why superintendents are not required to be educators, because they like to draw superintendents out of the chief financial officer ranks because they don't make these mistakes that often. No charge for this.
Police say the incriminating audio spread online after Darian anonymously emailed it to 2 other teachers. Darian waived his right to an attorney and is being held on bond. He did not respond to NBC's request for comment. Iceworth did not want to comment on ongoing criminal proceedings.
As we continue to embrace emerging technology and its potential for innovation and social good, we must also remain vigilant against those who would abuse it for malicious intent.
Officials say the recording's release had profound repercussions, caused significant disruptions for students and staff, and put Iceworth and his family at significant risk of harm from others.
They are now preparing for litigation there. That's what they're laying out. Damages.
A cautionary tale for both the perpetrators of AI manipulation and the public.
I think what's interesting about this clip is that the person doing it may have been a bit rushed. If this person did a little bit better job, it would have been impossible for anyone's naked ears to tell the difference.
And with that, Julia Jester joins us now live from Washington. So, Julia, this AD was charged with disrupting school activities, but he wasn't charged for any of the AI stuff. Is that correct?
Well, Tom, the short answer is that is correct. Right now, it is only illegal to impersonate government and business entities, but the FTC recently proposed expanding that rule to make all AI impersonation illegal. And local officials who noted Darian's charge only carries a maximum 6-month sentence are now pushing to update laws to keep up with evolving technology that could cause harm. Tom?
Yeah, those laws couldn't come fast enough. What's the status of that AD, and does that fake audio, does it still live online?
Well, it's unclear whether Principal Iceworth will return to the job. Today, the superintendent said she's exploring administrative changes and will work with him concerning next year.
He may be so rich after this that he doesn't have to go back to his job. And it was really your guest speaker that got you in the most trouble.
According to a school board document, Darian submitted his resignation last month, effective at the end of June. School officials said they're taking appropriate actions, which could include early termination. He's due in court in June. And in the meantime, yes, Tom, the audio can still be found online, really underscoring how it's hard to put AI content back into the box once it's opened.
Well, wait a minute. We just heard the audio recording on this particular video. So yeah, I guess it does live on. So have we learned anything? Rashad hasn't, as you'll see in the next video. But we did. We learned that If the accused does not defend himself from the accusation, he must be guilty. Isn't that what Rashad said? Rashad even told us, hey, if it was me, I'd be out there telling everybody it wasn't me. The principal didn't. Guess what that means? He must be guilty. What did I tell you before about the danger of saying no comment when reporters have you in their crosshairs? In this case here, the fact that the principal wasn't vocal enough in his defense is all that Rashad and his ilk needed to jump into the void and claim that he must be guilty. Notice how hard Rashad and his guest worked to cast doubt on whether the recording was AI generated. Now, if this was one of Rashad's colleagues on the recording, do you think his arguments would have changed? But as an update, guess what? The athletic director at the school has been arrested. For what? Generating an AI recording of the principal making these comments. The fact that there now appears to be extreme doubt that the principal actually uttered these comments should be looked upon as great news by Rashad and his ilk. I guarantee you, though, that they are bitterly disappointed. They badly wanted this white principal's hide. And why? White. That's all there is to it. Now, Rashad Richey has published an update after the news broke that the athletic director was arrested over this. And of course, Rashad's going to be up there saying, hey, man, it looks like I got it wrong. Oh my God, man, I feel so bad. I made accusations against a principal that were completely unfair. I have learned. Got to be more careful next time. Man, I'm not going to make this mistake again. You really think he said that? Wait until my next video where we're going to go over his update and have a good laugh. Like my video and subscribe to my channel.